Hello, internet denizens! Today we are diving into the weird and wonderful, freaky, fantastical world of online fetishes. Now, we all know that there's like really weird stuff on the internet. That's not like a huge, giant archaeological discovery or anything. But when people use the internet, we typically use it for relatively normal things. Of course, we use it for social media drama, memes, fandoms, etc. But we also use it to be extremely helpful. Things like finding recipes, tutorials, life hacks, how to craft things. What if I told you that lurking beneath this surface of seemingly mundane craft videos was a freaky fetish underworld? Take, for example, these very innocent-looking tutorials on Facebook, alright? Okay, I mean, they're everywhere. We get on Reels. Nobody uses Reels, but somehow we all end up on Reels. They promise to teach you how to effectively knit a sweater or bake a cake or something stupid like that. It seems harmless enough, right? Wrong. Hiding beneath these disgusting layers of crochet patterns and casserole recipes is a freaky underworld of fetish content. Because who doesn't love a good potato casserole recipe with a side of porn?
It's going to be a big meal. It's going to feed a lot of people. And we're just gently working this meat.
Now, I know what you're probably wondering. How is this X-rated material? What is going on here? Facebook is full of crazy, strange crafting tutorial videos, from 5-minute crafts to more in-depth videos, just like this one.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Oh, come on.
What is this?
This is our plaster that we're going to pour in. This is looking really good. He's gonna love this.
Yeah, this is how I normally do things.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I think we should just show him, right? That's for my boyfriend, and I think that he's gonna love it.
Is that your feet?
It's my feet, and look. See that?
There's a hole.
Yeah, you know it. So put it in.
Bruh.
And then they play it off like it wasn't porn.
You needed a place to hold the remote.
I know, isn't that great?
Oh my God, it's a remote holder.
Honestly, this feels absolutely illegal. I can't believe I'm showing this on my channel. The only thing weirder than people getting off to this is that the fact I'm showing it on my channel right now. But you know what they say, different strokes. These kinds of videos plague social media like the plague. Even advertisements for mobile games have gotten increasingly more sus within the last year, and I cannot be the only one who notices this stuff. Like,
Huh?
but what I find most intriguing about this type of content is that the people who are commenting on the videos don't seem to notice that this kind of stuff is of a more intimate nature. They're mostly complaining about the quality of the craft or why it's taking so long, or what's going on. This is stupid. That looks ugly. Do you not understand that that is not the point of the video?
Is this how you get your sick kicks? What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
Now, while I claim to know that some of these are fetish videos, there are some that are just simply rage bait or anger bait. Where they make a really shitty craft, or it takes really, really long for this recipe only for it to turn out looking disgusting, where it's not really fetish content, but the lines are extremely blurred because you have this genre of videos where these people are like, oh my God, wow, oh, that's amazing. And they're like moaning, and I'm not going to get too into it because I'm not here to provide that kind of content for you. Unless you want to subscribe to I'm just kidding, I don't have one of those either. Even when I can recognize it's fetish content, sometimes I don't even know how. Foot fetish. Got it. Easy. Next. Okay, we all know what that's supposed to be.
What?
Press my belly button now.
Wow, okay.
Boom, 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 boom.
What is this? I hate these videos. They absolutely anger me to my core. The people who are doing the craft or the game or the whatever it is are really, really annoying, and they just the whole video and they don't even get to the point. Like, just show me the shitty thing you did. And then you got everybody over the age of 50 in the comment sections that are like, I don't get it. That looks horrible. That looks disgusting. That looks stupid. It's not supposed to look good. Guys, how many of these do you need to watch to understand that it's not supposed to look good? The real thing that inspired me to make this video today is one of the most devious practices on the internet. And that, my friends, is called fetish farming. And no, it's not what it sounds like.
What does that sound like?
Fetish farming is the act of tricking creators, artists, and etc. into creating content that actually feeds into someone's sexual fantasy, even though that content may not be inherently sexual. The perpetrator asks a victim to make art or make a video or post about a subject that's extremely specific, oddly specific, and just overall very strange. But sometimes, because this request seems innocent enough and it's so weirdly specific, people will just go ahead and do it anyway, and they're like, sure, okay, it doesn't affect me any. And then the fetish farmer has won by tricking someone into giving into their freaky little headspace fantasy. And because it's not inherently sexual, a lot of people just go ahead and do it. They're like, all right, do it for the bag, do it for the likes. Hey, can you please make a video of you standing in your closet with an umbrella over your head, flapping it up and down and making horse sounds? Please, could you do that? It'd be so funny. It'd be great. It'd be awesome. Yeah, okay. No reason, just, it would be so cool. You should totally do it. Okay. One of the most recognizable cases of fetish farming comes from the infamous case of the Wonderbread guy. If you don't know what that is, Wonderbread guy was a person who was anonymous on DeviantArt and Tumblr and websites like that back in the 2010s, showing my age there. I am becoming a relic. And he had this knack for commissioning artists to create these digital art pieces of white women buying cartfuls of Wonderbread. You heard that right. Someone out there gets their rocks off by the idea of white, usually blonde, rich women buying cartfuls of Wonderbread priced at ludicrous prices, and usually sometimes talking on the phone about deforestation or chemical runoff, lots of other social and geological issues caused by the extremely wealthy capitalist people in America. Yeah, he was super into that. I'm assuming it's a he. Sorry to assume. That seems like a man thing. Maybe that's sexist, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Someone got off to the idea of rich white women buying carts full of Wonderbread, usually priced around $500 a loaf. Throughout the 2010s and even late 2000s, this user commissioned dozens of digital art pieces and is rumored to pay extremely well. Like, I'm talking hundreds and even thousands of dollars for this art. And it had to be of white women, sometimes from like franchises, like cartoons, popular books, popular movies, etc. Sometimes it was a character from one of those buying Wonderbread. And it had to be Wonderbread, okay? Sunbeam isn't gonna work. Look at her little shit-eating grin. Of course he didn't want Sunbeam. While this is one of the more popular cases of fetish farming, Wonderbread guy was reported to be, by the artist that he bought work from, a pretty chill guy, and he always paid extremely well. So they aren't always that chill. It seems like this fetish farmer was extremely fruitful with his harvest, but sadly, that's not always the case. Ah, TikTok, the land of silly little dances, political discourse, and fetish farming? Meet Clara Summers 14, also known as Clara Summers 26. Clara Summers is an anonymous user on TikTok who is responsible for the latest fetish farming craze, which is known as dress poofing. What started innocently enough as some random requests for lots of cosplayers, usually Princess Peach cosplayers, to sit down and poof out their ball gowns, has become the latest fetish farming frenzy, if you know what I'm saying. Whoever this anonymous user is, Clara Summers 14, Clara Summers 26, whatever, they have been bombarding cosplayers, people with ball gowns. It's crazy. They've been bombarding the comment sections, asking for video after video after video after video of these people to please sit down, please poof out your dress, please sit down like a dress, make it poof like a cupcake. Quippy and weird! Anyway, because fetish farming has been such an issue, especially in communities like the cosplay community, the fandom communities, stuff like that, people caught on pretty quickly, which is why Clara Summers has probably changed their username multiple times on TikTok, if I had to guess. Pretty soon, cosplayers caught wind that Clara Summers 14 was just a fetish farmer who was being extremely weird about large poofy ball gowns, and they started to warn other cosplayers about the situation. People took their videos down, Clara Summers was blocked by multiple people. Clara was forced to get their poofing fix elsewhere, so they turned to the formal wear and bridal shop community online. That's right. When that sweet, sweet drip feed of cosplayers poofing their dresses dried up, Clara Summers went elsewhere, to a more clueless and, dare I say, normal community. Suddenly, bridal shops, quinceañera shops, prom shops, general formal wear boutiques in general were being asked by this user to poof out their dresses and sit down and let me see it poof when you sit. And it actually became a trend known as the poof test among these stores, because the girls running these shops just they weren't in the internet as deeply as some of us were, okay? Some of us grew up chronically online on Pinterest, Tumblr, DeviantArt, digging into the crevices of the most disgusting parts of the internet. And not everyone did that, okay? Most people who aren't extremely nerdy didn't. Because of this ignorance and innocence, people have just started catering to the poof test, so much so that it has almost became a trend, from what I can tell. You'll notice that a lot of these videos I did blur the creators' faces. That is because some of these videos have been taken down when they realized that it was catering to fetish content, and also I just do not feel comfortable resharing videos of people who are probably unaware that they are being used for someone's sick fantasy. Even if that fantasy doesn't seem sexual at all, they still did not consent in a normal person's mind. Hone in with me here. In a normal person's mind, this is totally fine. Like, I was in dance class when I was like 5. We had these like big tulle skirts for ballet, and I would sit down and poof them out, and I would feel like a princess, and it was great. It was wonderful. None of you better ask for that. Honestly, I understand, yeah, that does look cool. And so why wouldn't you make a video about that? I get it. But if you don't know what to look for, anybody can be a victim of fetish farming, and it's just not cool because it's just not cool, okay? While it may seem like it's not hurting anybody, the ickiest part about fetish farming is that it's not consensual on the other person's side. Asking someone to participate in your sexual fetish is just really weird and gross if they don't know that they are an active participant in that. It's just, guys need to stop it. You're making the rest of the nerds look bad. The worst part is that you can be participating in a fetish type video and not even know it, because there's literally millions and millions and millions of fetishes. There was actually a trend on TikTok that I participated in on my personal page. It was that System of a Down. I'm sure they can't let me play the real music on here or I'll get this video demonetized, but it was that System of a Down song that's like, and if you go, I wanna go with you. And if you die, I wanna die with you. You know what I'm talking about? There was a trend where you would like roll your eyes back in your head, and it was spooky. It was right around Halloween. It was a very spooky time of year. And the idea is like, I wanna die with you. And you're like, demon, vampire, zombie, whatever. I don't know. But I participated in that because I love alternative music and I love spooky stuff. And I thought, ooh, spooky little trend. And also it showed off, I just got some new piercings at the time, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna show off some of my new piercings. I'm definitely participating in this. Until I got around 171 likes, give or take. And I noticed that someone added my video to a public folder on TikTok titled, Pretty Girls Doing the Eye Thing. I like went through this folder because it was public, and it's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of girls like doing like spooky stuff, like, oh, my eyes are white. Or, you know, the System of a Down trend, or just showing off the fact that they can like roll their eyes to the side and make their eyes completely white, which is an interesting talent because I get an intense migraine and I try, but I won't be trying for you guys. You guys blew that. Yes, anybody can be a victim of fetish farming, and they may not even know. You may not know.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
I was being fetish farmed.
That's the scary part about it. For all of you content creators and some of you content consumers out there, here are a couple signs to make sure you're not being fetish farmed, okay? You may get requests for certain videos and that's fabulous, that's great, but yeah, if it's highly specific and weird and they keep asking over and over and over and over again and are super consistent, red flag. If you can look up their username and related comments and you see that they're asking people for similar videos, red flag. If you try to make a video that's like, oh, well, I'll do something similar, and they're like, yeah, but you should really do this oddly specific thing instead, red flag. And then also they'll try to play it off super casually, like you're the crazy one, if you question it. You should definitely draw my favorite My Little Pony OC in a giant pool stuck inside, encapsulated in red jello. I mean, I don't really want to do that. No! Please do it! They're gonna be very adamant about this, okay? It's gonna be weird. And then the last red flag is that they're usually using some kind of burner or faceless account, so you can't trace them back. It'll be a very generic name or a blank profile picture. They're not gonna have their actual stuff out on the internet a lot of the time. Don't fall into these traps. I'm watching out for you. Lastly, this part is a little bit sad, but I did want to put it out there because I find it to be useful information. If you are a content creator, please be careful and be mindful of what you post, because every video is someone's fetish video. And I just know that there's some nerd out there who gets their rocks off to blondes with dumbass opinions. Let me tell you, they've hit the gold mine. They are in the Texas tea, striking gold here on my channel. I mean, unless you're like a faceless channel. If you're gonna show your face on the internet, there are gonna be weirdos out there. So stay safe, be careful. If anyone requests you to do something weird, like plug your nose and gargle water while singing the alphabet, just don't do it, because they don't need that. They need help. In the meantime, you've been watching Melody Ever After. I'm a pop culture commentary channel. I like to talk about hot topics and then also spooky and scary, silly little things like Dungeons & Dragons, horror movies, video games, nerdy stuff in general. So if any of that interests you, please check me out. In the meantime, you've been watching Melody Ever After. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, guys.